This is the video for square 27 of the Rosy Outlook crochet along. All right, guys, so here we are. I have a chain of 39 on my hook, and we're going to double crochet in the fourth chain from the hook. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we are going to double crochet in the next chain and in every chain across. So go ahead and do that, and we'll meet back at the end. So here we are. We have completed our first row, which is a double crochet in each chain across. And then we're going to chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And we're going to turn. And this counts as a double crochet and a chain 4. And you're going to skip the first 2 double crochets, 1, 2, and you're going to do a 3 double crochet puff stitch in the next double crochet. So the 3 double crochet puff stitch, you should know from several of our previous squares. This one was used quite a bit. And then what we're going to do, sorry, I'm getting my bearings here, is we're going to chain 1. And then we are going to skip the next 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to put another 3 double crochet puff stitch. Okay. And then we are going to chain 1. And we're going to skip the next 3 double crochets, and we're going to put another puff stitch, the 3 double crochet puff stitch. All right, and this looks a little wonky right now, but I promise it works itself out. Okay, so next we're going to do a chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we are going to skip 1 double crochet, and we're going to put a double crochet in the next one. And chain 1. And skip a double crochet and double crochet in the next. And chain 1. And skip the next. And then double crochet. And chain 1, skip 1, and then double crochet. And you want to go until you have 7 double crochets. Okay, so we have 4, so we need to do 3 more, and it is the same with each one. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet. So we're almost there. We just need to do 1 more. And then we're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we're going to skip 1, and we're going to put a 3 double crochet puff stitch. Oops. Uh-oh. Let's try that again. 2 and 3. And then chain 1. And we're going to skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and another 3 double crochet puff. and chain 1 and skip 3 and 3 double crochet puff stitch. So what we just did here is we recreated here what we did at the beginning. Okay. And next we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 chain. And we're going to double crochet in the top of that turning chain from the row below, if it will cooperate. Okay. So that's what you should have. And it looks really janky right now. I know, but trust me. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And this counts as a double crochet and a chain 4. We're going to turn and we're going to skip that chain space and we're going to single crochet in each of these puff stitches. And we're just skipping the chain 1s between the puff stitches that we did. We're just doing a single crochet in each of those puff stitches. And then next we're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And remember those double crochets and chain 1 spaces that we did below? We're going to do the same thing. So double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. The only difference is we don't have double crochets that we're skipping. So where there's a chain 1 space, we're going to do a chain 1. And where there's a double crochet, we're going to do a double crochet. Just alternate that double crochet, chain 1. And it creates this really cute little checker grid pattern. I don't know what you want to call it, but I think it's really cute. Okay. So again, we have 7 double crochets separated by chain 1 spaces. And then we're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And just like what we did on this side, we're going to do the same thing on this side. And we're going to skip the chain space and single into each of the puff stitches. And then chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we are going to double crochet in the 3rd chain from the hook. I'm sorry, not 3rd chain from the hook. 3rd chain of the starting chain. And that's counting from the row below. So 1, 2, and 3. I'm just going to double crochet into that. And that's what you should have. And I know it still looks wonky, but I promise it's going to get there. So we're going to chain 4 this time. And this counts as a double crochet and a chain 1. And we're going to do a 3 double crochet puff into that first single crochet stitch. So do you see that stitch right there? We're skipping that chain and we're going to put a 3 double crochet puff stitch. And then we are going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and put another puff stitch in the next single crochet. And then chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. and put a puff stitch in that very last single crochet. So you remember we put 3 single crochets in, and so we're putting 3 puff stitches in. And then we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to do those 7 double crochets with the chain spaces, just like we did in the 2 rows below. All right. And so next we're going to chain 1, skip that chain space, and then go into that single and do that 3 double crochet puff stitch. Oops, that's not what we're supposed to do. There we go. A 3 double crochet puff stitch, and then chain 3, and we're going to go into that middle single and do another 3 double crochet puff stitch, and then chain 3 and 3 double crochet puff stitch into that last single crochet. And then chain 1 and double crochet in the 3rd chain of the turning chain. You can go in however you want to go in. I have weird ways I like going into things. I have my own system, but whatever works for you. Okay, so this is what we should have. And so whatever we do here, we're going to do here, right? So next is where we get everything kind of more straightened, and it kind of starts making more sense a little bit more. And so we are going to chain 3. And we are going to skip that first double crochet because we just did a chain out of it, and that counts as double crochet. And we're going to double crochet in the chain 1 space. And we are going to double crochet in the top of the puff stitch. And then we are going to put 3 double crochets in the chain 3 space. And double crochet in the top of the puff stitch. And 3 double crochets in the chain 3 space. That was 2. We're going to do 3. And I think you get the picture here. So you're going to go across, and for every chain or stitch, you're going to do a double crochet. So in the chain 3 spaces, do 3 double crochets. In the chain 1 spaces, do 1 double crochet and double crochet in each of the stitches. So go across, and I'll meet you at the end. Here we are at the end, and remember our chain from the previous row counted as a double crochet and a chain 1 space. So I did a double crochet in that space, and then now we're going to double crochet in the 3rd chain of the turning chain. And there you have it. That's the end of that section, if you will. So we have created this little flower, and we have one flower here and one flower here. And then the next video, doing this in two parts. So in theory, you can just keep doing this exactly the same way. But there is another part to it. If you want to just keep it with the two flowers, which is, there is nothing wrong with that. But if you want to just keep doing the two flowers, one on each side, then you're going to repeat rows 2, 3, 4, and 5 until you get to, let's see here, until you get to 17 rows. And I personally like ending on this. We start on the double crochets and we end on them. So you can keep repeating these, but the next video, I'm going to show you how to do the next section of this. And what it's going to do is going to bring this on either side. Oops, you can't really see what I'm talking about here. It's going to bring this section here on either side, and it's going to put one flower in the middle. And so then we will start alternating between 2 and 1 and 2 and 1. All right. So you decide how you want to do it. If you want to add that extra flower motif, then by all means check out the part 2 of this video.